Is Marfoogle News. As you could probably tell from the title what this is about, I just recently found out about Tyler from Secureteam, Secureteam 10. You guys probably all know who he is. If you don't, he is a channel that has 2 million subscribers. He's well known in our community. He's been well known on YouTube for, I don't even know, probably a decade by now. But I just recently found out somebody, I believe Channel Jammer actually posted the link to the video that Secureteam 10 posted about his pancreas. And he actually showed his scars, and he showed that he just had a surgery and it looked bad and that they were draining his pancreas. And then I went down to the comments and I saw all of this beautiful positivity and people saying, you've got 2 million people supporting you, and this, we're all behind you, and prayers and everything positive. But the one thing that I kind of want to point out, and the one thing that kind of bothers me here is the fact that I recently went through health myself, health stuff, and I've gone through health stuff in the last 2 years. Couple points where, I could have put the same title as him. I shouldn't be alive. I almost had my intestines ruptured twice, yada, yada, yada. And every time I have posted about that, missed a show or basically told people, everybody is, of course, positive. One great thing about my community is they're positive, 99.9% of the time. One thing I want to point out, though, is Tyler has gone through a lot of really just cruddy stuff in the last couple of years, and there wasn't a lot of people there when he was going through that crud. And a lot of those people now are coming out to support because, this time he's got a 10-inch scar. But the one thing that I really want to point out to everybody, and this includes myself, is, if you really do love something, or if you love somebody, or even you follow a channel, ask yourself, there's a lot of people that say they're super fans, or they've been a fan of Tyler's for a long time. But when he went through those hard times, those same people turned into essentially super trolls because of things that they heard online. Now, regardless of what you hear about somebody online being true, because of course there's going to be true things out there about people. But ask yourself, is that going to sway my judgment? One thing that everyone has a problem with right now is making their own judgments of people. They're basically, one thing I've noticed is the top comment. If the top comment says something, somebody won't even watch a whole video. They'll see the top comment, and then everyone will follow suit and just kind of jump on that bandwagon. With Tyler, I feel like he was going through many things. He had kind of a beef online, that had its whole other story. But, those same people kind of turned on him because he wasn't putting stuff out. He wasn't putting content out. And personally, I see that as, if he's not putting content out, he is not making money from it. He is going further, downhill, not gaining from that. So it's not a good thing. And on top of that, understandably, he's in a position where I believe he had, 2 million people staring at his every move, and probably more. I think he lost some during that time. I guess it's kind of like, if you're going to support somebody online, or if you're going to support somebody, I guess be real about it and really try to give people a chance, because you have no idea what people are going through in their real lives, and you don't know the full story. If it's online, it's guaranteed you don't know the full story of what's behind the scenes. With him, it's pretty bad. But again, all of the people are going to be back now because he posted that he has this bad surgery. I just want you to think of next time, if he doesn't post, or if he disappears for another 6 months, are you still going to be a fan? Are you still going to be there when he gets back? I think there's a lot of people that were were actually angry because they didn't get that content that they wanted. And I think a lot of us look at it like that. One thing I know is that we only get one life. And this YouTube is, it's real people. It's not the mainstream media. It's not, it's not these fake facades, right? It's real people letting you into their homes and letting you into their lives. And people love that. People like it a lot more than they do the mainstream. And mainstream is actually finding this out. Mainstream goes to the great lengths to even try to imitate it, to the point where the videos of the kids just playing with toys did better than multi-billion-dollar ad campaigns where they would do flashy commercials for toys. They even started, basically paying kids to pretend to do an amateur video, and it just doesn't work. They can't figure it out. They can't figure out why channels like Tyler gets more views and more ratings than, say, CNN at prime time. And sometimes it does, and it did. Tyler got, millions of views some days. He could post 7 days a week back in the day, and he would get 1 million views every day. That's more people, watching your stuff than mainstream. So I just think that people should understand that, we're all human beings. We're not perfect. I am not perfect. Tyler is not perfect. Brian from High Impact's not perfect. Jacob Israel's not perfect. BP Earthwatch isn't perfect. None of us are perfect. We're people like you, and you choose to watch this, and you choose this over your normal kind of content. But also understand that you get to peek inside of these people's lives, and you get to peek into possibly them dying. I've seen YouTubers that I watched every day, and you see that final video, they die, and then you kind of forget about them. I would say, think about this, if you are following that person more than you're following people in your real life, those Facebook friends, then at some point that means you actually care about that person. All I ask is that you care about that person a little bit further and try to go the extra mile to, I guess, give them some leeway. I just thought it was pretty hypocritical that a lot of people that, were super trolls because he wasn't putting up and they were saying about all of his drama, once he's hurt, everybody kind of turns their way. And it's not just with Tyler, it's with anything. In the public eye, they were going after T-Man. And the second that he got CV, it's like everybody backed off and they even took down negative ad campaigns because you can't make fun of somebody who's sick. Why does somebody have to be sick to be positive and to push that person up? What I think people needed, and especially people like him needed during those times, was somebody pushing them up, even if they were screw ups. Being their friend and extending, just kindness, even though they're not getting what they want. Pushing people up, even if they're not sick. Holding back those insults. If you guys have watched my channel for 3 years, I've done like a video and a half that were negative towards another creator. Even when I was getting attacked hardcore, had to move twice, all that kind of stuff. The negative videos and the hate videos, it's a circle. I've had personal friends like stick up and defend me, and they got into the circle of the hate videos, and it's just, it tears you down. It literally tears you apart. So I just hope that people understand that there's so much that can change on an individual level, each one of us, even online. Online is our life now. Online is the future. Online is where you communicate with everyone. It's no longer in person, and that's for sure this year and last year. So understand that our actions online can change the world, and it can change the way that everybody does. It's just like if you have somebody let you into traffic, and they go above and wait and stop and let you in when, they didn't have to. 2 minutes later, guess what? You're in a good mood, then you let somebody else in. We can all start doing this. Trolling is never going to stop. But the thing about online is people, you see our faces, but we don't see yours. So people get to, that get to take out all of their kind of aggressions and all of their sadness out on other people. They get to pick somebody who is public or up there, and then they get to kind of tear them a new one. And they like to watch that response. They like to hurt people and then watch that response. What I would say is, and this is directly to those people, like, what are you getting out of it to do those things? With his side drama that was going on last year, like, that totally aside, those guys had their beef, let them do their thing. But as far as like just regular people that were super fans and then turned on him, it's like, I personally, from the people I talked to, and I talked to a couple of people that personally knew him, I think he needed to push up more than anything else instead of a push down, which I couldn't imagine. If I was getting the negative content, negative comments that he had in his comments for a year, I don't think I would ever want to go on a computer again. I mean, they were that bad. And of course now he's hurt. Everybody, flips the script. What I'm saying is, let's turn that around, and we can do it on a personal level. I hope people, go out there and somehow get that message to other people in real life. Just say, we don't have to do this. And the whole thing with the internet now is they are coming down on it so hard because people are just blindly throwing stuff out there. We need to use it responsibly, or we're going to lose what we have. Yeah, on top of that, I am praying for Tyler. I'm praying for his all of his ailments to be healed. If you're not somebody who prays, I hope you're sending positive vibes to him. That is pretty serious, and you can see that from what he's got going on his side. I can even see kind of what I had going. The front of his stomach is all messed up. The front of his stomach is like purple and red. And I hope him and whoever he was beefing with, I hope that person that he was beefing with, I hope they have squared it out, and I hope that everybody is good, because I think originally that guy was even a fan or something. I hope that we can all just, cliche, get along, right? Is it going to be possible? No. There's people that attack me on a daily basis. They've spent 3 years of their life attacking me, but what are we going to do about that? You put positivity out, you get positivity in real life. You're always going to get some negative. You gotta just live with that. But again, start by example. Even if somebody doesn't see you doing it, understand that you see yourself doing it. You see yourself going after these people. You see yourself doing the nasty things, and you might even regret some of it. Why? In real life, that person that you leave that crappy comment, they could be dying, literally dying. And then if they did die, of course you would feel bad. You'd say, well, now I feel kind of bad because I said some pretty horrible things. How about we just try not saying the horrible things in the first place and realize that every last person is going through CV, they're going through a great reset, they're going through we're all, it should be all civilians, teaming up and, getting together to look up at the real goals in mind, if you guys know what I mean. It should not be us fighting with each other. I see it in every niche. I see it in the prepper niche. I see it in the photo niche. I see it in every single niche. These YouTubers that fight back and forth, they waste their time. They spend all of their day looking up, did this person say something about me and this and that? All of that kind of stuff is a waste of time. We should be focused on moving forward, and this is like getting down to serious level. And, I bet most of you are part of a YouTube community. If it's not mine, you're part of somebody else. You are part of you watch a channel religiously, and a lot of people in the chat. Those are real people. Every last one of those screen names is a person sitting somewhere in the world with their phone on their couch or in the car or in their truck. Those are real people, and we can affect them through this device that we are all addicted to. So just realize that we can do a lot. You don't have to have somebody over your shoulder. Be an adult. You don't need somebody to come down on you if you do something negative. You're going to get it somewhere later on. And you know this. Every person who's done it, you know you get something coming back to you every time you do something like that. It does, you know, you don't even have to call it karma. If you put that out, that's going to come back to you. Whether you believe in God or karma or whatever it is, you've had examples happen to you, and I mean every single person. You've had instant karma, you've called somebody a name and stubbed your toe. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So I hope we can all kind of reverberate this message. I guess the point was I saw a lot of hypocrisy, and I'm just assuming because every comment was positive. I saw every comment was negative when it was convenient to do so. There's no backlash on people that are negative online because there's no punishment, right? Why do we need punishment? We're grown adults that revert back to childhood and call people names and pick on the way they look or this or that. I've even done it. Somebody pointed out in my live stream, I made fun of JB just the same, tripping up the stairs. Somebody made a good point saying, I don't think we should laugh at anybody who is elderly falling down the stairs. Kind of got me there. So my mind can change. Your mind can change. Everyone's mind can change. You have to realize we have to look at things differently, and that's what's got to happen. So I'm praying for you, Tyler. I really do hope you fix all of your other stuff outside that. I hope you fix your personal stuff. I hope you fix your health. And I'm praying for you. In Jesus' name, I'm praying for you. Amen. Have a good night, guys. We'll be back for tomorrow's live show over on our sister channel, Marfoogle TV.